Hi everybody, this is Candy, and I'm at my house with Angela, my friend who is a historian, and she knows how to preserve documents that might be important to you or to your family. So I wanted to share a discovery that we had last night that's just so cool. I had a step-grandfather that all of us, all 36 of the extended grandchildren knew to be Jeddo John. And he was my grandmother's husband. My grandfather passed when he was 42. And the story goes that Jeddo John, about a year and a half after my grandfather's death, came to my grandmother and said, I'd like to help you raise your two children that were 6 and 8. Jeddo John was my grandfather's best friend, and he was living with my grandmother, which we called Bambi, her brother Michael, and his family. And my grandfather, Jeddo John, was a boarder, what they called boarders back then. And the archives, the documents in the archives, and what's that called, Angela?
The census?
In the census records said that he paid $10 a month rent. So these last few days have been so joyous. So how I want to contribute to all of you is to show you a little bit about what she is showing me. First of all, I have gloves on because I'm starting to see fingerprints after just a few times of touching these over the course of, I think I've acquired these documents over the last 25 to 30 years. Some of these documents are almost 100 years old now. They date back to 1922. So we're getting close to the 100-year mark. So some of the documents we're going to be showing you today and talking about how to preserve are documents that are immigration papers, hiring papers at the Crucible Steel Mill where my grandfather worked, as well as his most precious find, his passport from 1921. So now we're doing the research, or she is doing the research, not me, because she's just brilliant. And so I'm going to introduce you to her, and then she's going to talk us through a few things about documents and saving them, and how to potentially put them in the archives, which is my goal, so that other people can have them as the years go on, and to learn a piece of history about immigration history and just how we all lived in the steel mill countries and stuff like that. So I'm introducing you to my friend Angela.
Hi everybody. So I'm going to ask Candy to point the camera at the table that we have laid out. We took all the letters that we have, and last night we took them out of the envelopes, gently unfolded them, and laid them out overnight to try to relax the fibers in the paper so that we could unfold them all the way and store them flat. So ideally the letters should be unfolded one last time and stored flat. The one thing I was really worried about is on the next layer down. This is like an excavation project, so you're going to see it when I see it, and we'll see how it made out overnight. And this is the passport that Candy was telling you about for her Jeddo John, and it's dated 1921, and you can see the...
I don't know if it's there, Angela.
Oh no, whoops, there, that's it. There's got to be a better way. So you can see all the passport stamps as he made his way from Yugoslavia to the United States. And it started with the official stamps of Yugoslavia and looks like he went through Germany and through England or United Kingdom and to America. So this document, as you can see, has been
See if we got it. I want to see how we can get this.
Can you
Hold on,
turn
I
it
want
around?
to see if I can get this better so you guys can see this. Hi, Mary Beth. How do I turn this camera image around? Let's see. I don't know if we can. So, and we can't lift the document. So let's see if I can do a better job at getting it there. Okay, explain those symbols again in the travel. This is a weird angle,
So we have his passport photo, his signature. It looks like, and I don't read many languages, but it looks like this was his original stamp from Yugoslavia in 1921. And then these look like he came through Germany and maybe, looks like Great Britain. There's a Grimsby, and then to America. And what we can see here is that this document's already tearing. So we want to open it one last time and stabilize it so that it's usable. And then ideally we were going to put it in an archive with the rest of Candy's family history. What's great about the Jetto John story is that we have letters between him and his daughter that he had to leave behind in Yugoslavia. And we can trace his path through Midland, Pennsylvania, and the places that he lived before he married Candy's grandmother. And it's an amazing story because of the tie back to the old country. So intimate and financial. So we have all the documentation for that, and it's very exciting. I'm so honored to be doing this work with you.
Thank you so much, Angela. I've just had many beautiful tears the last few days of interviewing family members and finding out such heart-wrenching, heart-touching stories about how people got together and how people lived back then. One of the things that I interviewed my Aunt Patty about is we were looking in this Ancestry.com or the census. It was actually the census. And I was getting confused. I never knew that Jetto John lived with Mike Verkonda. Mike Verkonda was Irene Novak. That was her brother. So how intimate people were connected. And then when my grandfather passed away, then this beautiful Jetto John stepped up to kind of take over raising my Aunt Carol and my Aunt Lenny. And he was honored, he said, to do it. He said, this would be my honor and privilege. And my grandmother had to think about it. So I love that story so much. And the difference between a roomer back in those days and a boarder was a roomer that just would walk in the house and sleep in a room that he would rent was different than a boarder. A boarder would sit at your table and eat. So ergo, room and board. So I never realized that. I did know, I guess back in the day in Midland, Pennsylvania, working in a steel mill was very good money. So housing was at a premium. So what people would do as family members is they would co-join or move into smaller spaces to leave the rooms so that other people could live and that they could make an income. Because $10 a month, probably in 1927 or whatever it was
1940 census.
1940 census. So that was a lot of money back then. If you had a couple boarders or roomers, it was good money. And then people would do ironing and washing to make additional money. So I promised to do a little Facebook Live. Right now we're preserving the documents, so I'm going to get busy. But I am really excited to share this journey. And I'm going to keep sharing it as Angela and I do it and we make stories and discoveries. So thank you for listening, and I hope that this can be helpful in getting you to think about what are you going to do with those documents that are sitting there. And actually mine were starting to deteriorate because of the way I had them stored. So do you have any one last piece of advice about storage or where things
Oh, yeah. Get them out of the basement and get them out of the attic. The safest place for them is the top of a closet inside your home living space, because it's not just the humidity or the heat, but it's the fluctuation in heat and temperature that can really damage fibers and paper. So that's my number one hint all the time. Get them out of the basement and out of the attic.
And can you show people a little bit of mold on what you think might be mold on one of the pictures so that if they have anything like this, that they know what to do to keep it away from the other documents?
So I don't know if they can see this or not. I need to go this way. There we go. It's not the best setup. So those little black specks you'll recognize as mold. And then on this side, there's a big smudge that looks like it could be mold. And without sending a swab of it to a lab, we can't tell for sure, but we're just going to keep it safe to make sure.
Okay. So those are just some tips on preserving your historical pieces. So enjoy your photos, enjoy your memories, and get them now, because what we realized today is I was talking with one of my aunts, and she said, I don't have anybody left to share these stories with.
Oh, she was so happy.
And she was so happy to talk about it. So find the people in your life that mean things to you and that have your family history, and ask questions, and enjoy your family as we approach this holiday season. So have a wonderful day, and bye.
Thank you, Candy.
I don't know what it is.
Is it off? Are you done?
I don't know. I can't.